Hello, Crazy Rebecca Dances with Pitbulls. I have a totally different video to do today, and I've been debating on the best way to proceed, and this is what I came up with. I want to show you my crazy quilts because I have decided to take them to the craft show and rent another table just because I can, because they do fit in the recycling theme. Because I use prom dresses and silk shirts. I buy my embroidery floss at the thrift store. People give me stuff that other people have had. So I thought, yeah, it fits. I'm going to take it because they don't have as many vendors and I can get another table. So this first one is a work in progress. I need to find my, here is my inspiration fabric, that embroidered stuff right there. And so it set the theme for the colors, but I would like it to be queen size, and even with the border it's not, so I figured out 17 more blocks this size. So at a future date I will be doing that. I do have the fabric bundles of these colors, so it's not like I can't match it, because I certainly can. This is the first crazy quilt I ever did. That was in 1997. And I didn't really know what I was doing. At that time, I did not know how to embroider, so I used my sewing machine to put the feather stitch on. I remember that was a smoking jacket, and that was a prom dress. So it's like a trip through memory lane. That was a curtain. This was my mom's bracelet, and the clasp came off of it, and she gave it to me, and I sewed it on this quilt. Well, my Aunt Beverly, her sister, had a cow about it. She called my Aunt Bertie and complained. So then they both called my mom, and my mom's like, I gave it to her. I don't care what she does with it. It doesn't matter. So my mom stood behind me. But see, I mixed cottons. That thing is way old. That's a napkin from the thrift store. Lots of velvets. I mean, it is truly a crazy quilt, but it's a primitive for me. Well, it was my first one. And I finished it like with the satin blanket stuff. And then on the back, somebody gave me that striped material. Oh, look at this. I won 2 ribbons with it at Iroquois County and Ford County. Okay, this is a wall hanging, and it has a Celtic theme. You can see by this. And also I put like those buttons, and I know that there is something else. Oh, a shamrock. Ooh, he's upside down. A couple of shamrocks. But it didn't start out to be Celtic, but oh, there's a bone, like a bone Celtic knot. But it's got some texture because part of it's quilted. And yeah, it could be a wall hanging or just a topper for something. You could put it on a couch. This is like a baby blanket, but it's made from silk shirts, and what I have found out is that silk shirts disintegrate. They do something to the silk when they process it, and they shred. Like if you used it and washed it, that would shred so bad. So that would need to be a wall hanging, and it's got flannel on the back. You're going to need to back up so you can get the effect of this one. That is a quilt I did when I first moved into this apartment. I did not have internet or TV, so I would get books on tape from the library, and I would sit and I would crazy quilt. And I made these blocks when I was with the Champaign County Quilt Guild. We had a day where we just sewed, and I made all the blocks. And then this fabric was gifted me, and it was my theme, my inspiration fabric. My friend Leslie gave me that. And then my friend Rose bought this satin at a yard sale. But again, all the threads came from the thrift store. And this has got to be one of my favorites. See, and I kind of used that fabric in the middle of some of them. And this was gifted to me by someone in Colorado Springs, but I did actually buy the backing fabric from Walmart for like $2 a yard. Mine. This is a little wall hanging. It has been in a quilt show. I called it the candy box because it reminded me, for some reason, of I think it's because of these buttons and then the chocolatey. Yeah, but this was all secondhand material. And Leslie gave me most of these. This was from her mother's shop in Philadelphia, I believe. All these thicker threads, almost all the threads. Those were Leslie's mom's. But this has remained one of my favorites. I think I have there it is. 2009. Where does the time go? This was a little color play. It's a pillow cover that you slip a pillow form into it. But I think that was from my birthstone bundles. So that would be April, November, January, March. Not sure. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just color families. Yeah, because that's kind of Amish. Purple does not pick up well on camera. Okay, these next 4 were one quilt that I could not get to go. Couldn't get it to lay correctly. So I cut it. And they are also pillow covers. So there are 4 of those. Sage green and ecru. I carried that stupid quilt with me out to Colorado and back to Illinois. This is like a 1930s style quilt with real vintage fabric and some reproduction. Mostly reproduction. Some real. But what I used was linens that were damaged, and those were my focals in a lot of things. And I have had those buttons forever. This fabric was gifted to me. I think all I really bought was this. Again, $2 a yard at Walmart, and I used it on the back. But even the yarn was secondhand that I tied it with. And the inside is an old blanket. So this is, you could use this and not worry about it. So this is a usable quilt. It doesn't have to be decorative and hang up somewhere. You can put it on the bed. I made this one in Colorado Springs, but I made this part when I lived on the farm in Cissna Park, and that's been 15 years ago at least. And then surrounded by a border. Let me back up and get a good picture. So I love that. Kind of fond of this one, but I don't need these. And I don't know what kind of prices I'm going to put on them. But I don't want to cheat myself. But I don't want to put them too high. This ain't Chicago. I wish I could go to Chicago and take them. Okay, the last one is purple. Focus. And everything is recycled except the border. I actually bought the border because I couldn't find anything, thrifted to go. But I had done these blocks, and then I put this pale lilac ribbon on all of them, and I hated it. And so I ripped off all the ribbon, and then I thought, oh, I'll embroider with purples. And oh, it just came together, and it is so rich looking. But I hate the back. I used a purple tablecloth. I don't know. It's just me. And it's got also a blanket in the center of it. And I pieced this from fabric I've had forever. So anyway, that's why they call me Crazy Rebecca. Yes. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and comment. Where is my paper? Here it is. Please subscribe. I need friends.